Hello everyone and welcome to my first trip to Hobart. As you'll soon see, I currently have some new nails which I haven't had for months, got some new acrylics on for my sister's wedding, and currently I'm editing all of the footage that I've taken from the Hobart trip while I'm still on the Hobart trip, and I'm basically editing on my MacBook, which you saw in the previous unboxing, but I'm just using a crappy microphone that I had around, and so I didn't have any good equipment, so I apologize for that, but we're just going to deal with it and enjoy the content more so than the audio. It should sound okay, but if it doesn't sound like standard, then oh well, here we are. Check out this cute statue of the Tasmanian devils on top of luggage. This is what was first seen in the airport. It was really cute. And here are two billboards advertising Dark Mofo, which is the other reason why my sister got married in Hobart, was specifically for this event, because it's like every goth's best dream, and yeah, it was a really cool event. You'll see more of it as I go on with the vlogs. Since this was my first time coming down to Tasmania and Hobart specifically, I'd never been here before. I didn't do any research into what to expect because I wanted to go into this just without knowing anything, without having any expectation. So just seeing as soon as you get out of the airport, just how much natural bushland there is and just how much it's a sleepy country town. I was not ready for that, so it was very much a shock to the system. And also, I totally didn't know that there was just a giant mountain that just stares at you from every direction. It's called Mount Wellington. I had no idea that there was a mountain in Tasmania / Hobart, so there you go. You'll see a lot of footage of that because I've just never been around mountains before, so I decided to soak up as much footage about the mountain as I possibly could. Here we're getting a little bit closer into the main central city sort of area, and also just look at how cool this roundabout is. It's essentially a park that's been made directly into the middle of this roundabout, so you could just chill out there and watch cars all day if we really wanted to. I just thought it was neat. I haven't seen any roundabout like this before. I love the style of architecture that they have out here. It's just so quaint and just cute, and just all the cottages. I love it. Here is the view from our Airbnb, and you can see the mountain from the street. I thought it was really cool, and it was just a nice sort of cozy feeling, just being able to be out on street level and see the mountain from over just outside our front yard, so very nice. I love the interior sort of aesthetic, just the kitchen is so cozy. There was a nice comfy lounge room with fireplace, and also just the bathroom was amazing, just it stayed so warm. It was so nice. Even had a cute European style backyard, which was a really nice touch. My mum organised the Airbnb for us, so I had no idea what to expect, and it was a nice surprise. After my sister's wedding rehearsal dinner, she took us down the road to see one of the Dark Mofo free art exhibitions that they had going around. They had a lot of them just sort of placed around anywhere and everywhere basically, and they had programs too to tell you where they would be if you want to have a look. And this one was really, really nice. It was by HIROMI, who basically created this art exhibition about rainbows because she wanted everyone to recharge and regain their joy back, and it was inspired by the rainbow moon that she had seen, and she just said that it brought her a lot of joy and she wanted to bring that joy back to others as well. It was definitely more my kind of art exhibition than it was the others, but that's because they're here strictly for the goth side of Dark Mofo, which I can appreciate that. Day 2 in Hobart, and it greeted us with a rainbow that stretched across the entire sky and lasted the entire day. Couldn't have asked for a better day with better lighting. It was just amazing. So we took the opportunity to go to the Salamanca markets, which is great. It's full of fresh produce, artisan honeys, those sorts of things, handmade clothes, just anything you could expect at a market, it's all there. One thing I didn't expect though was just how many gin stalls they had there. It was just so many, I did not have time to try them all, and also it was too early in the morning frankly, so I'm just I'll save that for later. Love the fact that RSPCA had puppy parking. It's just such a cute touch, I loved it. Make sure you check out Ed Woods on Instagram. His stuff was amazing. He sourced all the wood from around locally and also handmade everything himself. So he had wooden bow ties and wooden just like neckties. It was great. Make sure you follow Funky Pickle on Instagram as well for all your specialized like resin glittery needs. Amazing, love it. And here we are getting ready to board the Mona ferry. I didn't realize until we actually got onto the ferry that my sister had organized us to have POSH pit tickets, which is essentially like the VIP lounge type of deal. And it was really, really cool. So basically, like, you know, you pay that little bit extra, you go on this 25-minute ferry ride to the Mona sort of island area. And you know, they give you food, they give you drinks, whether it's alcoholic, non-alcoholic, completely your choice. And it was just such a wonderful experience, and I definitely recommend it. Just like, you know, if you're gonna do something with a little bit like extra, just sometimes, you know, if you can afford it, it definitely helps like sort of shape the experience and helps you enjoy that little bit extra. One downside is that Mona is not disability accessible right now from the ferry side. You can always travel there by car, and I think that's much easier, but once you get off the ferry you do have to climb exactly 99 steps just to make it to the museum itself. So yeah, definitely a workout. Once you're inside Mona, they do have lift options available, but basically we decided to walk down even more stairs just to make it in, and it is really deep underground just to access this museum. So I personally was getting a little bit claustrophobic after a while, but that's just me because it was really warm down there and I'm just not good in like enclosed spaces, especially if it's underground, but it was still enjoyable nonetheless. Turns out that these words were basically the most searched for thing that day in real time, and it was run by this computer at the beginning that you see, the black and white sort of funny thing at the front, and I didn't realize that till the very end, so I thought that was really cool. So I watched and waited for these bottles far longer than I'd like to admit, but I basically trimmed down the footage for all of you so you got to see it once it actually started having the effect that it was supposed to have. And yeah, I think it was 20 minutes, maybe more, before anything happened, and I was just like waiting. I'm like, something's gonna happen, something has to happen. And yeah, everyone was very satisfied once it did what it was supposed to do, which was having the bottle smash. And yeah, I don't know, I liked this piece for some reason. I'm not really one for like contemporary art at the best of times, but I do enjoy sort of pieces like this where it's like sculptures and it creates an effect in that way, so especially like, you know, destroying the art or things like that. Like for some reason those ones really grabbed me. Mona is definitely edgy, grungy, and not your typical type of art museum. Just putting it out there. It was an interactive piece where you had to count literally all of the tiny beads. I'm not sure, I didn't watch enough of it, but not entirely sure how it ends up, but yeah, proof that drop bears exist. Remember how I mentioned I was claustrophobic before? Yeah, this piece definitely was not for me. I had to stop myself from freaking out, and I couldn't even enter in where the little entrance was, so I literally stuck my phone in just to see what it was all about. So yeah, if you're braver than me, check it out and see for yourself. Friendly warning that there are strobe lights past this point. Please stop watching if you are affected by strobe lights. Thank you. I really love this interpretation of brain activity. I thought it worked really, really well. It's also nice to know that they have multiple live music acts just throughout the day as well, so if you're into live music, definitely check it out for that reason too. I really enjoyed the fat car, and it had its own dedicated lift exit as well, which I loved. Turns out there was a real Porsche underneath it, which was amazing. They just built everything on top of the Porsche. Even though this piece of art isn't really my aesthetic style, I really enjoy the humour behind it. If you can't read what it says, "It's your obsession with fucking time machines that is ruining our marriage," and it just made me really laugh out loud. Another set of strobe lights coming, you've been warned. We were definitely really lucky with the weather that we had for that day. Just outside in itself is amazing outside of Mona, and also they had their own chickens and roosters. I was really excited. Clearly I don't see enough chickens and roosters, but there you go. And here we are walking into the House of Mirrors. It's not your typical House of Mirrors because essentially this one's just like a maze and it's so disorienting but in the best way, and you have to find the exit yourself, and there was definitely a lot of times where I nearly crashed into the mirrors in itself, but you know, I just had to walk around really funny just to make sure I didn't hit myself again, but it was really, really fun. Then just when we thought we found the exit, they tricked us again, but then, you know, it's a full room full of mirrors and then you have to find the exit again. So it was definitely worth it, definitely worth $10, just do it when you're here. Time to go back home, and a band kept us company while we waited for the ferry. I hope you enjoyed part 1, and I'll see you in the next part next week. Bye!